and welcome to today's podcast episode. I have the honor of having one of my friends who I've actually met and got to hang out with, Renae Mahar from at Renae. Is her Instagram handle. And I am so happy you said yes to being on today's podcast because I actually got to meet you when I lived in Texas and it was so much fun.
It was fun. I'm excited. Thank you. I'm excited for your new platform.
Oh, thank you. This is all me thinking in Texas of what I wanted to do and finally during quarantine getting able to do it. So,
well, I think that, most of us with Instagram, we kind of have a point where we're trying to decide, is it something that we're going to monetize or not? Right. And each one of us has to kind of make our own road to figure that out.
Right. Definitely. And for me, I know I'm a talker. Yes. and I had all these amazing friends I was lucky to meet on Instagram, and I just wanted everyone else to meet them and get to hear more about them personally and their stories and their business. Yeah. So I thought it's just another way to share.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, okay. So you're one of the OGs on Instagram, right?
In home decor. Yeah.
In home decor. Yes.
Yes. But I just have a tiny Instagram page. My Instagram started kind of very organically in the sense that I had renovated a house in Nevada. And when I started renovating my house in Texas, I had a lot of people that were continually asking, like, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? And I thought, well, I'll just post it on Instagram and then I won't have to answer all these text messages. I can just, post it, they can see. And I just organically continued to build a following completely unintentionally.
Yeah.
Not on purpose at all.
Like I wasn't even trying.
No, I wasn't at all. In fact, my kids who were, I have adult children who were more active on Instagram kept telling me I was doing it wrong. They're like, stop posting so much. You're so embarrassing. They were teenagers at the time. So they're like, oh, you post too much. And I was like, I'm just doing my own thing. Just leave me alone.
Yeah. My kids do the same thing. They're like, you're stop posting in your stories.
Moms on Instagram. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I guess now it would be the same if you're on TikTok, right? Like, oh, your mom's on TikTok.
That was the worst. When I went on, they're like, you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you got to shift.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, you have to, like, again, I think it comes back to your kind of, each of us is trying to figure out, is this something that you want to carry into a career path? I had kind of ended my career because I had worked for the United Nations for a long time and then had gotten cancer. And so I'd stopped working and was just kind of renovating homes. So I didn't really have necessarily an intention. I was just being a trophy wife. But really like one of those participation trophies, not like, because Frank is very tight with his wallet. So I was just like one of those little participation trophies, like I wasn't going to like ladies' lunches at, Del Frisco. I was going to like, maybe I could go get a taco at Taco Casa at 12 in the afternoon. And that was, glorious. So it shifted in a way that I didn't anticipate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I love about your page though is, so for anyone who doesn't know, Renae literally renovates homes. Like she does the plumbing. Can you do wiring? You can do wiring.
Yes. But, and let's be clear that it was all born of poverty. Right? Like, it was born because I always tell everybody I prepared for my husband for my whole life because when I was a single mom, I just wanted to have nice things. And so I was always doing, recovering sofas or renovating my space to make it look nicer because I couldn't afford to have anything new. So I'd go to the Goodwill, get something and make it as new as I could possibly make it. So then when I married Frank, he was, he's just, he can't help it. He just really can take a penny and turn it into 20 cents, just, So I was just always preparing for him. I didn't know.
Yeah. That's funny. But, and now currently you're working on your daughter's home.
I am. We're finishing that up. She's done a lot of the work herself. Really, I've just, kind of overseen what she was doing and taught her what
Yeah.
she needed to know, and then just kind of like released her into the wild. And both of my daughters actually own their first homes, and both of them have renovated. My other daughter isn't as interested in sharing via social media, so she's just kind of quieter that way. But all of my children have the same skills because I always made them do everything, except for my youngest daughter, who just has absolutely no interest whatsoever.
I've met her. She's quite the character.
Yes. She's very much just, she's very into drama and theatrics. So, you ask her to do something and it's just like, it's just, so
She's
this
always
is not her
popping into your
forte. She's
stories.
a golfer.
She's always popping into your story saying hi.
Yes, because she loves the camera. If you pull a camera out, the girl loves to be on film. So
she's funny. She's funny.
yes.
So I actually had the honor to be able to walk through your home and see so many of your different renovations. And it was mind blowing, all the different things that you've done, because I can't even think about putting a sink in. I'm known as like a DIYer, but like flowers. I'm gonna put stickers on stuff.
Right. Yeah.
A crafty DIY.
Yeah, but that's in and of itself, to be able to have that vision. What we found, that was one of the things that when we looked at how I would kind of propel my Instagram into the next, like, what is this leading me to? One of the things that we really realized is that, like yourself, most influencers in the design category, in home decor and design specifically of home space, don't value or understand their value. And their value is that you can take a glass jar, look at it and go, oh, I can make this prettier, or I can do something special with this. The average person really doesn't have that. So when we looked at designers in influencers in the design space, that really is their value. They can walk into a room and I can say, oh, that wall, it would look better without that wall. And this would look good there. And this would look good there. To a normal person or an average person that doesn't use their brain that same way, that's overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And it's just, you just use your brain differently than that person does. Mm-hmm. So we found that that's really the value of influencers in that space, because you're able to see something that somebody else cannot. So don't devalue yourself in that way, because it really is something that not everybody can do.
Yeah, I get that. And I get like, I want to do what you do.
Yeah. You say that until, like yesterday I was on the 27-foot ladder, like dripping sweat, thinking, why do I do this? Like, what am I thinking? Why am I doing this? No, I'm going up the ladder. And the older I get, I really do think you start thinking, man, falling this high would hurt. Yeah. And when I was younger, I would just run right up the ladder and not think twice about it. Now I am somewhat trepidatious. I do get, to like 3/4 of the way and just go like, okay, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Like, and I never had that when I was younger, but I don't know. It's just like you get older and when you fall, it hurts more.
It does. It absolutely does.
So, but it didn't prevent me from doing it. And of course, my husband just laid on the couch watching football the whole time. So it wasn't going to get done unless I crawled up the ladder and did it. So
finish the project. Yeah.
Yes. So
we have a secret project that no one's ever going to see, that you taught me how to tile a tray.
I did. Nobody is ever going to see it because we can't figure out how to get the content to each other.
We didn't get our stuff together.
We're really bad. We're really bad content creators.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out how to get it to the thumb drive, to the mailbox.
We made the video. That's all that matters.
And it was fun.
Yes. And we got to meet in person. Yeah. So not all of us get to do that. So it was fun.
And it was sad because it was like right before I was leaving and I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to see her in person again.
I know. We should have like gone to lunch and
I
like been
know.
trophy wives, right?
It's so much fun. So, okay, talking about, as you kind of led a really good segue into influencers and then trying to decide what to do with their platform and how, if you're going to turn this from a hobby or to a full-time business, which is what I kind of talk about in my courses, because it's great if you just want it to be a hobby, but if you want to turn this into a business and say you want to do EDesign and other things, you have a really great opportunity for so many of us influencers, and please tell us all about it.
Well, thank you for that. When we, again, my daughter, she's a millennial, and she kept saying like, how are you going to monetize this? How are you going to monetize this? And I thought, you know, I'm not really, I'm so ADHD that, you know, you are very organized in the sense that, you know, that when you're creating content, you have to be very consistent, and your content really has to be of the same theme. Mm-hmm. For your followers to be enjoying and knowing this is what I'm getting from this. And, you know, what is that learning experience that I'm taking away, or what is it, right? And I don't have the capacity to do that. Again, my followers have always kind of stayed the same, and they're people that can really just probably be amused by the fact that I'm jumping from thing to thing.
Yeah, I love it.
So like building an Instagram and saying, you know, okay, I'm going to make some goals of being to 100,000 and then 200,000 and 300,000. That would be painful for me. Mm-hmm. It would be a job. It would be a true job that I really didn't enjoy. Yeah. So that really wasn't an option. But what I wanted to do is build a platform, because I felt that there was not a really great opportunity for influencers to earn money, mm-hmm. and not a really great opportunity for brands, and not a really great opportunity for consumers when you're looking at product, like how do all of these people get together? So we decided that we would build Style Up as really a product sourcing division and a distribution hub that allowed influencers to work with the brands that they loved, mm-hmm. and earn a commission off of those sales, but also allowed consumers to be able to buy from their favorite influencers, and not only just buy from them, but really experience the product in a real-time way. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking at other websites, when you're looking for furniture, you oftentimes are just having to kind of guess at the scalability. Mm-hmm. And again, what we found is that you yourself, being an influencer, you, like we talked about before, you have the eye to be able to do that, to go, well, the color of this sofa may be a little different than what they're showing. Mm-hmm. I know that this sofa is going to fit here, and I know that these two end tables are going to work with it, because you can visualize all that. Most people cannot. Yeah. They can't visualize that space. So they're looking and they're coming and they're watching what you're doing, because you're able to do something that they cannot do. Mm-hmm. And so they appreciate that, and they're trying to learn that, or they're trying to grasp onto that in some way. So what we wanted to do is build this platform that really allowed the influencers to work hand in hand with their followers that really were looking for that, and create these beautiful spaces, but also earn a commission off of it, and also promote the brand. Right. So because brands weren't really getting, they weren't really getting a lot of it out of the relationships oftentimes too. Mm-hmm. You know, oftentimes an influencer will look at a brand and look at that product, because a lot of us, you know, are doing our collaboration for product. Yeah. And they look at that product as payment. Well, oftentimes that payment is much higher, because we look at it and we go, oh, I want the most expensive light. It doesn't resonate to our audience. So it's not good for anybody, because right. The brand's not really getting any activation, right, on the product that they're giving you. And the followers, it's so out of their budget that it's not something that they can be excited about. They can go, oh yeah, it's beautiful, but I can't own it. Yeah. So we had to go, how do we make this like a better relationship? Because if you're a designer and you're an influencer in the home decor and you really want to create money and monetize your account, then you really need to look at your home as your showroom, right? So your home is no different than if you were to go to a furniture store or a, you know, home decor store. You're taking those products and you're really showing people what's available in the price point that you meet, right? So that they really get the experience of, not only can I watch you style this, but I can have this in my home. This is something that I can do. And now I know, okay, these three things go together.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy those. Because a lot of us that maybe don't have that visualization also can't afford to just go get an interior designer,
right?
You know? So we're kind of looking at the influencers as an opportunity to use those influencers as your interior designer.
Yeah, I love
in
that.
a different level. And a lot of them do EDesign.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to make it kind of like a win-win-win, you know?
Right.
And we've been able to do that. Fortunately, we've been really, really fortunate.
Yeah, I love that. And I do offer EDesign services, anyone wants to know. And I am working with Renae. So
yes. Hey, EDesign is a great way, again, because if you're working in the design segment, or if you're an influencer and you're working in this segment, the people that are following you, they have a much harder time visualizing it. And EDesign really gives you the visualization.
Yeah.
It really is a fabulous tool to be able to say, like, let's say you want a new chandelier. A chandelier is a major purchase.
Yeah.
It's a major purchase. So you feel really reluctant. And by the way, it's not something that you can purchase, look at and go, oh, let me take it back and drop it back off.
Right.
You have to take it out of the box.
Yeah.
So
then box it back up.
For the consumer themselves, it also is a big purchase in the, not only monetarily, but in the fact that they're going to have to take this out of the box to really understand whether it works.
Right.
So taking that person's, now our technology is so great that I can take a picture of your home that you send me, of your dining room, and I can put lights right over the top of your dining room table. And I can scale them to about what they would look like. So now when you take it out of the box and you're like, wow, this is crazy, this is going to take, you have a really good idea of what the end result is.
Yeah.
So you're more excited about it. You're more confident about making that purchase. And you're excited about getting it up because you have a good idea of what it's going to look like in your space. Yeah, so it's really become a fabulous tool.
And I really think for an e-designer, it's great too. And it's for the client as well. It's like a lot of times people can't spend $10,000 at once, but they're going to put things together. And when they have an e-designer work with them, who gives them the whole room concept with links, and this is where you go, and this is how you do it, they can purchase a piece here and there. And then eventually over 6 months, they get the room of their dreams.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And the nice thing is that because it allows you to put, you know, teeny tiny little candles in, you know, that
even do accessories.
You can be so detail orientated that you can get down to, you know, here's the throw that you're going to put on your sofa and it's going to drape down like this. And oftentimes, if you have a partner that is involved in some of those decision making, it's a really great way too to show that partner to be able to say, hey, look, this is what it's all going to look like at the end of the day. And
this is where our money's going, and we're going to do it over the next few months, and I'm going to order
exactly
here and there. Yeah,
exactly. I just think it's a fabulous tool. And we, like I said, because we commission out those products, when somebody buys from you, they're helping to support you to continue to build your business. And this is truly a way for influencers to actually build a business and to be in charge of the amount of money that they're making, because so many of us, there's so many buckets, right? And so you're looking at each of those buckets and you're saying, you know, like, I make money out of this bucket in advertising. I make money out of this bucket in collaborations. I make this money out of affiliate programs. So you're trying to fill those buckets. What happens is a lot of influencers just get caught in the hamster wheel, right? And they haven't really deciphered which bucket makes the most money in the least amount of time, because that's really a business concept is, what do I do that is the highest value of my time monetarily, right? So you're able to kind of decipher that by putting these buckets together and saying, like, how much time am I spending focused on advertisements? And how much money am I making, right? How much time am I spending doing EDesign, and how much money am I making? How much money am I spending making during collaborations, and how much money am I making, and how much time, right?
Right.
So that then you can start really analyzing, where is your time best spent? And most of influencers have a hard time with that because they're caught in the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
I got to create more content, right?
Yeah. And
I have to get more followers.
Yeah.
Which is a farce.
Which is a farce, because it's true. As long as you have a quality content page and you're focused on your vision and what you're putting out, you can make good money. And
well, I think that the reality is that there's a really small amount of ad dollars, right? There's this little bucket of ad dollars, and everybody in your category is working for those same ad dollars. Like, we're all like, oh, we want this little bucket of ad dollars. And the idea is, the more followers you are, the more you have access to this bucket of ad dollars. That's not necessarily true, because the way that ad deals are done is they're part of a larger ad purchase. So most ad deals are done like when you go to all of these, influencer platform programs that offer you opportunities at ads, right? Those are generally part of a larger ad buy.
Right.
So it's like, company goes to, like, Wayfair goes and says, I have $500,000 we're going to spend. We're going to put 200,000 towards, television, HGTV. We're going to put 100,000 towards this. Anyway, so it breaks down, and then they say, okay, there's this bucket for influencers, right?
Right.
The influencer bucket, once you get the infamous ad deal, once they've tapped you twice, right? They've really gotten to your followers as much as they want. So they move to the next one. So this kind of infinite idea of, if I just continue to get more followers, I'll continue to get ad dollars, is not very true. You really want to look for, how do you service the people that are following you best?
And you've created that platform.
If you want to monetize, that's really like, what do they want?
I think that's really why you started this platform, because you said, I'm an influencer. How would I like to make money? And I really think it's very influencer friendly and generous.
Yes. Well, and then, like I said, I mean, I think it's for each independent person, it's an opportunity for each independent influencer. It's an opportunity to actually build their own business, right? And say, here's the opportunity. Like, we've had influencers, I've already had influencers that have come to me and said, I'd like to sell this. Like, I'd like to create this product. Could I sell it on Style Up? Absolutely. Like, we want to help support whatever growth that the influencer wants to have, right? So if the influencer says, I want to be a brand, right? I want to be a brand and I want to make, lighting. Will you then help me sell? Will you be a retailer? Absolutely.
That's
so great. We want to encourage the influencers to have an opportunity to just kind of build their business within their followers, so that they're looking at truly, like, what do my followers need from me? What do they want from me? Because you're really trying to build a really mutually beneficial community, right? And that's what all of us are trying to do at some level.
Yeah, I'm telling you, every time I talk to you, I have like a million new ideas. Renae is like the queen of marketing and business when it comes to influencers.
Look, it just like, you take yourself, right? And you go like, what are the hurdles in what I'm doing? And then when you start talking within your community and the people that follow you, and you start understanding, what are the things that they need. And like, I would talk to the people that follow me, and I'd say, like, they go, oh, I love that light. And I love that light. Oh man, that chandelier is so beautiful. And I'd say, what holds you back? Well, I just don't know how it would look in my space. Well, that's like, let me, I'll give you 15 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
I've sold more chandeliers by doing a 15-minute e-design for that person that, oh, by the way, they get their chandelier, they're thrilled.
Yeah.
They're so excited because they have a very, very good understanding of what it was going to look like that in space. And it looks better, right? Like it always looks better than the e-design.
Oh yeah.
So it really, you have to talk to the people in your community and really understand, what do they love that you do and how do you bring that to them? And how do you give them the opportunity to help you as much as and trust me, they know you're making money. They are buying it from you because they want you. They got to look at you like a small business, right? They want you to be successful.
Well, they also are all buying from you because they trust you.
Well, and they really value.
Yeah.
They value the fact that it's, again, maybe not somebody who can afford necessarily to go out and just, get an interior designer.
Yeah.
So they value the fact that you're helping them and that you're giving them that personal attention that they would have to get from an interior designer.
Right.
That maybe isn't in their price point, and even if it is, we work with a ton of interior designers. We work just as product sourcing, so that they have one area to go and get product. We do all the heavy lifting. We do all the freight. We do all the invoicing. We do, so we've kind of carved out this little area that it just keeps kind of transforming, just dependent upon influencers that work with us and call us up and say, hey, can you help me with this? Or can you help me with that? Or would you be interested in this? And we're ever evolving and happy to be doing that, because that was really what we wanted to do, was create this area where influencers really felt empowered to create their own businesses.
I love it. I love it.
So
you did it. Yeah, you did it.
Well, probably that, humanitarian. I worked for the UN for almost 10 years. And so I don't know how to turn that off, It's like,
it's true. It's like when we had the conversation when I signed up, it was just like, it just sounded so mutually beneficial and very generous, and in a way that you really do have the best interest of the influencer at heart.
Oh, and for sure.
You're offering these services to help them make money and actually turn their side hustle into a business where they can make money. And especially in these times, as people are, a little uncertain, it's a great way to really like launch your business and partner up with you and service your followers. Yeah.
And if you're passionate about this, it's been so great for us, because we get these phone calls, and it's so funny because I get phone calls that, from women who are like, I'm so sorry to be bugging you. And I'm like, you're not bugging me. Like,
this is my job.
But I've spent so much time with you teaching me how to do EDesign or whatever, and I'm like, but at the end of the day, the passion, when you get to feel other people's passion, that they're so excited at the opportunity that they may be able to really be, create a business, or even at that, just create some side money.
Yeah.
They're ecstatic, that goes into a PayPal account that maybe their husband doesn't know about,
They can buy more home to go with.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my husband's always like, do you have money in a PayPal account? No. What you're talking about, Frank.
Okay. Well, you explained that so great, and I hope everyone can hear you and hear that. I'll have all the links, of course, in the podcast notes and on the YouTube channel where they can find you, sign up, and start making some money.
Yes.
Yeah. So another way I found you, actually, how I found you on Instagram, is you are, as we all like to call you, the Queen of Christmas.
Well, that's because I told you that's self-proclaimed. I decided when because I go so crazy at Christmas, that I should have my own name, and it's just stuck. But it's funny too, because Christmas was never like a major big deal. And I get a lot of people are be like, oh, she spends so much money on Christmas. And I don't. That's completely untrue.
If you watch her stories, she shows you how she reuses things and just adds some new things and mixes it up.
I do. And everything has been bought like 90% off after Christmas. So, but it started because I'm married to a cheap man, right? And I was going to have surgery, but I wanted to do it before the new year started so that I'd be in my, my deductible for the year. so I had surgery because I've had 2 cancers, and then I also grow masses in my trachea. So I had to have what they call a dilation of the trachea. And I went in because the masses were blocking my airway. So I went in on the 20th of December, and inadvertently they popped my lung. So I had a hemothorax. And when that happened, I had to be put on a ventilator. And so I woke up literally like on the 24th because they'd put me on a ventilator for 3 days. So when they woke me up, I thought I'd missed Christmas. And I was completely, because my kids and we have all of these traditions within our family. And my husband is not very good because they're about traditions, because they're things like cookie contests, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know how to make cookies, So I was panicked because I thought, like, did they make any ornaments? Did they, did they do a cookie contest? Did they, all of these things that you, with your children that you do, that you go, oh my gosh, you've missed it, right? So when I got out of the hospital, that year, I was just like, Christmas is always going to be gigantic. It's just going to be gigantic. It's going to be a huge thing. And these traditions that we do, which partly we make decorations. So the decorations just got bigger and bolder, and my kids come over and they help decorate. So it's a way for me to force them to come home.
Yeah.
So it became this, tacky, gaudy monstrosity.
I love it though. Not tacky. It's
absolutely tacky. Like, the more glitter I can put on, so it just became this. But that's where it stemmed from, was that I almost missed Christmas, and then I was just like, so then I just went overboard.
Yes, she does. You have to check out her page because it's coming.
Yeah, it's like those people, those people that like live through the Depression and then they hoard.
Yeah.
That's basically, I've had the same psychosomatic trauma about Christmas.
Like, every year Christmas is bigger and better.
It does. It gets bigger and bigger. That's what Frank kept saying to me. Frank is my husband. We kept saying, what are you going to do when we downsize? So we will, we're in a large house now, but we only have 1 kid at home.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea. Like, I guess I'll just make one of my kids do it.
Yeah, I know. Times change, but
yes.
Okay. So I just want to say thank you so much for being on. You guys have to follow her stories for Christmas. You have to follow her stories for DIYs. You need to sign up for Style Up, because she is doing a great service to our influencer community. And I truly believe you're very generous in that. And
thank you.
You had to have learned a masterclass on ads and how marketing works in this podcast today, because like I said, every time I talk to you, I learn so much about how things work around behind the scenes.
I hope so. I hope I'm, that's part of the nice thing about this community, is that we're able to share these things and educate each other. I've learned so much.
Yeah. And you're always willing to talk and share and give your time. And for that, I'm so grateful to know you as my friend.
Me too.
Thank you so much for being on today's podcast. And I'll be seeing you at Christmas.
Yes, of course. Thanks, lady.
Thank you.